up, Tzu Chi's disaster relief and medical team overcomes obstacles to bring medical care to patients in Nepal. We meet young vegetarian Chen Bozhen to see how he encourages his mother and classmates to go meatless. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Helen. Liao. Thank you for joining us. Although the monsoon season has yet to begin in Nepal, Tzu Chi's disaster relief and medical team encounter various weather problems while offering their assistance to quake survivors. Next, let's take a look at how the team overcame obstacles to deliver much-needed medical services. Whether it is heavy rainfall or hail, Tzu Chi's disaster relief and medical team has encountered various weather problems. At the tent community in Baktao Port, volunteers mobilize to stabilize tent poles while the head of the tent community tries to dig a pathway to remove excessive rainwater. Under the scorching sun, quake survivors cleaned up their surroundings. To serve even more patients, Tzu Chi's disaster relief and medical team decided to set up another free clinic in Port Timi. Although it only took the team 10 minutes to set up the venue, the clinic was already packed with patients by the time they had finished.
Could you ask her to hold her breath for 5 seconds?
In fact, Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital Deputy Superintendent Zhang Henjia is also a patient himself.
I accidentally sprained my wrist when I was moving boxes of medical supplies. I'm a doctor, so it wasn't hard for me to treat my pain. My problem is nothing compared to what some of the patients are going through.
Drop for heart.
Yeah.
Every day, Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital orthopedic surgeon Zhang Yuefeng offers different types of assistance to serve the needy better.
This is for treating coughs. Today we need someone to volunteer as a pharmacist, so I decided to shoulder this responsibility.
A senior walks slowly into the tent using a cane. His face and hands are covered in ringworm. Upon learning that the medical team doesn't offer dermatology services, the senior still respectfully thanked the doctors. Despite the sudden heavy downpour, children staying in Tzu Chi's free clinic tent are not afraid and even happily break into songs.
My country, I love you too. My country, I love you too.
As soon as the rain stops, Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital Deputy Superintendent Wang Zhihong carefully looks at an X-ray under the sunlight. Sunshine has finally arrived. Tzu Chi's disaster relief and medical team in Nepal has been providing medical services to quake survivors in the Baktao Port tent community. To further help the people there, Tzu Chi volunteers are now also providing ingredients for quake victims' dinners. But first, we take a look at how the team brought a huge water tank for quake survivors in the Baktao Port tent area to help them cope with the water shortage and improve hygiene and sanitation in the tent community.
More than 400 households are staying in the 24 tents in Baktao Port tent community. With more than 70 quake survivors in each overcrowded tent, the water shortage is a serious problem here.
The tent community committee informed us that quake victims here take a bath every 2 to 3 days because of the shortage of water.
To solve the water shortage problem, Tzu Chi Disaster Relief and Medical Team bought a 10,000-liter water tank and applied to the local government for water supply.
We will elevate this area by 2 feet, and people can come get water here. They can then wash the toilets and clothes with the water. This will help improve hygiene and sanitation in the tent community.
By providing the quake survivors with access to water, Tzu Chi volunteers are also helping them minimize the threat of diseases. As aid organizations continue to deliver relief supplies, the quake survivors in the Baktao Port tent community have formed a committee and arranged night patrols. They're also cooking 2 meals a day for the 10 residents.
China Foundation for Poverty Alleviation has been providing breakfast for the people here, while the Tent Committee has raised funds to buy ingredients for dinners. The committee is now having financial difficulties, however, and Tzu Chi has started providing the ingredients for dinners.
Tzu Chi volunteers also continue to visit the quake survivors. As the volunteers arrive, these 3 children can't wait to share their drawings with them.
What? Your home near?
It's in Inachuk.
In a few.
Just 2 minutes.
Life is difficult here, but this family is blessed as the 3 generations live together.
I am feeling very happily because you help us by giving tent, food, medicine. I also want to say thank you to Tzu Chi.
Another 14-year-old girl is also grateful to Tzu Chi's medical team.
My grandmother have a lot of problems like swelling, that muscles, back pain, itchiness of eyes, and my auntie is so worried. My family all are worried, and I'm also worried. And about my brother's health, I'm also worried. But due to Tzu Chi doctors, all my tension, my all problems are just gone. So I am happy, and I would like to thank for Tzu Chi doctors.
The young girl excitedly told Tzu Chi volunteers about her family life before the quake. Although her father left the family, Tzu Chi volunteers' love and care have warmed this family during their difficult times.
As we have mentioned before, the Sri Mangal boarding school in Kathmandu, Nepal, was founded by Trungpa Rinpoche to help provide education to students living in the Himalaya so that they may have a better future. As the school has been damaged extensively by the 2 recent strong earthquakes, its students have been forced to take shelter in tents. Tzu Chi volunteers have been visiting the school to provide assistance in any way they can.
The infirmary of Nepal's Sri Mangal boarding school is clean and well lit. Doctors from Tzu Chi's disaster relief and medical team are here to learn how they can help.
You have an assistant?
1 nurse.
1 assistant?
Yeah.
Not a doctor?
No.
No.
Earthquakes and aftershocks continue to terrorize Nepal and its residents. Currently, the students are forced to live in tents. A teacher brought a student for the Tzu Chi doctors to examine.
This is the molluscum contagiosum virus. It's contagious and will grow in different parts of his body. Whether or not others will catch it from him will depend on their own immune system.
The Tzu Chi doctor carefully writes down the child's information and will provide follow-up treatment if necessary. For common skin problems like mosquito bites and sunburn, Dr. Wang Renjing from Indonesia is teaching the students how to take better care of themselves. With their bodies in the hands of capable Tzu Chi doctors and their hearts in the Buddha's care, the students express their gratitude with pen and paper.
This is my home.
How many people here? Daddy, mommy, you, and
my brother.
The Buddha is in his drawing and also in his heart. 19-year-old Lakpa Galu has been learning to draw since he was 12 years old. He is a devout Buddhist and his work impresses others. Dorje Lama normally leads the children in drawing activities. His first encounter with Tzu Chi has opened his eyes.
Drawings and singing songs and it's very good, and I want to thank you all for helping our school.
Through the use of vibrant colors, Dorje expresses what Tzu Chi means in his heart. Praying is a part of the school's daily activity. Only now, after the earthquakes, the students are praying under the tents instead of inside classrooms. In winter, the praying is held in the afternoon, while in summer, it is held in the morning. Students who are more than 10 years old will take turns in leading the prayers. Inspired by the children's sincerity, the visiting Tzu Chi volunteers also join in the prayer. the school's 520 students come from the Himalaya. Changu Rinpoche founded the school for these forgotten children so that they may have a future. Though traveling from home to the school in Kathmandu takes at least a week, the students' parents are willing to make the sacrifice. Everyone has been affected by the April quake, but the students are comforted by their parents' voices.
Yeah, she told me. She said, be safe and be happy with the friends and schoolmates. And don't worry about her. She is okay. And thanks to the presence of Tzu Chi volunteers from various countries, the students have learned to laugh again, even though they are living in tents. Because of your activity, we vanish our worried, afraid, and scared.
Because beside the prayer, so if there's some entertainment, I think more than the prayer, the entertainment will clear out all the fearness.
The school, built in 1987, has survived various quakes in the past, but after first being struck by a 7.8 magnitude quake and then a 7.3 magnitude quake, all within a month, its buildings could no longer protect its students.
Our most urgent need right now is shelter. That the children are living in open tarps. The small ones are getting bitten to pieces by mosquitoes, and mosquitoes in Nepal do carry disease. My deepest wish is we can put them in sheltered.
The school will require major renovation or a complete rebuilding. No matter what is required, Tzu Chi will be here to help cultivate these seeds of love and goodness.
On May 13, 83-year-old leprosy patient Ling, who had lived in the Leshan sanatorium since she was 16 years old, passed away. Upon learning of the news, Tzu Chi volunteers quickly mobilized to help organize a memorial service. During the service, Ling's adopted children and grandchildren expressed their thanks and bade their final farewells. At the Chilean abode in New Taipei City, Taiwan, nearly 300 Tzu Chi volunteers and leprosy patients from the Leshan Sanatorium have come together to bid farewell to Grandma Ling Ye.
Yesterday, Tzu Chi brothers and sisters from Xintai district came here to set up tents. The memorial ceremony is similar to the one we held for Mr. Jin.
Ling was truly a role model for all of us. When she gave speeches, she would ask the audience, who is in a worse situation than me? By using herself as an example, Ling hoped more people could recognize their blessings. Ling Ye was sent to the Leshan Sanatorium when she was 16 years old and lived there for 67 years. 37 years ago, Ling came across Tzu Chi and finally found the warmth of family.
几十年后的今天，师父叫我回家，我真的好感动。伊就安尼安详离开啊，真好啦。我们总说，
我勇敢站出。Auntie Ling told us that the purpose of giving speeches is to encourage more people to do good deeds. 相信可以鼓励更多人。
Despite not being related by blood, Ling's adopted children and grandchildren have come together to express their gratitude. Staff of the Tzu Chi Humanitarian Center also make a point of attending their ceremony to extend their well wishes to this living bodhisattva.
I wish her to come back soon and to continue walking on the Tzu Chi path. All of us will wait for her return. Upon receiving the news that Grandma Ling Ye had passed away, Tzu Chi volunteers quickly mobilized to set up the funeral hall.
When we first met the leprosy patients of the Leshan Sanatorium, many told us that they hadn't enjoyed time outdoors for many years. So we decided to bring some fun activities to them. We not only sang with them, but also gave them massages. By coming here to set up the venue, all of us are forming good affinity with Ling Ye for one last time.
Although deeply saddened by the news of Ling's passing, everyone knows that the friendship they have formed with Ling will never end.
Ling vowed to follow the master life after life, so I believe she will return and walk on the Tzu Chi path once again very soon.
Next we meet a 7-year-old vegetarian from Taichung, Chen Bozhen. Chen was a premature baby who has been on a vegetarian diet since birth. He also encourages his mother and classmates to embrace vegetarianism. Although young, he's already very firm in his resolve to be a vegetarian. Here's our report.
要爱惜动物哦，不要杀生哦，阿弥陀佛。 我想要发给你们，我希望你们都可以吃素，素食很好吃，好吗？只要你吃习惯了，以后就会好吃了。一天一餐素。
One vegetarian meal a day reduces carbon emissions. 2 vegetarian meals a day are good for your health. 3 vegetarian meals a day help protect the earth. I want everyone to adopt a vegetarian diet, so people will have compassion, and there won't be fewer animals.
才会有慈悲心。 而且动物也不会越来越少。
那个是鸡腿哦，
炸鸡啦，然后我把它吃掉好吗？
杀生，
杀生，
杀生。可是因为刚刚阿姨送我，所以我要把它吃掉啊。妈妈送你怕，很好吃哎。
不让人家爱护生命、保护生命是我的原则。吃肉肉，你就会得到那个因果报应了。因果报应是杀别人，如果你杀别人啊，别人以后也会杀你。
我只要一吃到荤的东西，我自己本身身体会不舒服。
During pregnancy, when I ate meat products, I felt uncomfortable. Many times when I ate meat, I felt like vomiting, and he moved around in my womb.
Bozhen's mother had a bad temper and was impatient. After she became pregnant with Bozhen, she started eating vegetarian food. After I learned about Buddhism, I felt that he came to teach his mother.
The monkey mother died, and people from the zoo wanted to bury her. During the funeral, the little monkey tried to stay with his mother.
举办这个葬礼的过程中，小猴子不舍，然后想要妈妈陪着他。
感觉很可怜，他就没有妈妈。可是那一些人就一直想要把他抓起来。
我也被他的慈悲心感染了。
His kindness touched me. He insists on being a vegetarian because he loves animals, so he's full of love for others.
这个是我学生的本分啊，学生就应该洗自己家的餐碗，这样子才可以孝顺妈妈才会比较轻松啊。
I am surprised that he helps me with household chores. He is independent and told me he wanted to help. As a vegetarian, he doesn't have complicated thoughts. He thinks that mom works hard, so he wants to help. He is simply fulfilling his filial duties.
To share Master Zheng Yin's Dharma with more people, Tzu Chi volunteer Zhang Yingdeng of Taichung, Taiwan, who runs a wood manufacturing business, carts Jingsi aphorisms onto pine wood, which he then gives to nearby schools. Zhang hopes that these words of wisdom may inspire goodness in the children's hearts and guide them in the right direction in life.
When one walks inside Circle Elementary in Taichung, one is immediately drawn to the wooden carvings on the wall. These are not students' work of art, but in fact, Master Zheng Yin's Jingsi aphorisms.
If you always find excuses for yourself, you will never move forward.
When we first get into an argument with our classmates, we should apologize for our own behavior first, instead of pointing fingers at others. We should reflect on our own actions.
Gradually, students have come to understand the meaning behind these words of wisdom, while teachers have also worked to instill these values in the students' lives.
By incorporating the teachings of Jin-Si aphorisms into our syllabus, they serve as guidelines which can improve a student's behavior. On the other hand, it allows our teachers to set good examples for our students.
These Jin-Si aphorisms carved on pine wood have been crafted by Tzu Chi volunteer Zhang Yingdeng. As he is in the wood manufacturing business, Zhang decided to purchase a machine to carve Jin-Si aphorisms onto pine wood.
Moral and character education needs to take root, and Jin-Si aphorisms help inspire goodness in people.
Zhang also makes small charms from unwanted wood, which he gives away as gifts to people he meets. Over the past year, he has carved thousands of Jin-Si aphorisms onto wooden planks and gifted them to nearby schools, in the hope that this wisdom and goodness may spread far and wide.
After Nepal was devastated by April's earthquake, the world mobilized to reach out a helping hand. Domestically, Nepal's people and NGOs are also trying to do what they can to help quake survivors. Live to Love, an international charity founded by His Holiness the Gyalwang Drupkha, has decided to build a new hall so quake survivors could at least be properly sheltered when the monsoon begins, and Tzu Chi was invited to attend the groundbreaking ceremony.
In the valley to the west of Nepal's capital, Kathmandu, lies a renowned holy place for Buddhists, the Juruk Amitabha Mountain. Here, several hundred bhikkhunis live in the Durak-Gawa Kiliwa nunnery. Although the nunnery was destroyed by the recent earthquakes, the founder, His Holiness Gyalwang Drupkha, has decided to use the funds from the charity he founded, Live to Love, to help erect a new hall that can accommodate up to 150 quake survivors in a plot of land close to the destroyed nunnery, so they may rest easy when the monsoon season begins. The charity invited Tzu Chi's disaster relief and medical team to attend the groundbreaking ceremony, and the Tzu Chi representatives presented the charity's ambassador with a statue of the Buddha.
Gyalwang Drupkha visited Master Zheng Yan in Taiwan in 2008. Nepal has suffered extensively because of the recent earthquakes, and our master is very worried, which is why our first disaster survey and medical team visited here to conduct a free clinic for the Dharma masters here. This time, they have extended us an enthusiastic invitation and asked us to attend the groundbreaking ceremony for their new hall.
The ambassador of Live to Love is none other than renowned actor Michelle Yeoh. Having experienced the quakes personally, she has returned to do what she can for Nepal.
After I arrived home safely from my last trip, deep down inside, I was actually very uncomfortable and distraught. Now that I have the chance to come back here one more time, I think we should have the courage to join them and help them find a way out.
It is natural for people to reach out a helping hand to those in need. Although everyone here comes from different countries, they are now giving of themselves selflessly for the people of Nepal.
We stay in Nepal at the end of the show, where Tzu Chi's disaster relief and medical team brought foam floor mats to attend, which shelters children of a local home for the disabled. Thanks to the team's gift, these children no longer have to worry about hurting themselves while moving around inside the tent. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.